Oh, there's just so much room in here now. Just gotta take a minute to admire my paint job, complete with runs, but you know, it's better than rust. Actually, it's like I don't want to admit it, but the more I look at the white, the more I'm just kind of deciding that it does need a second coat. Black looks pretty good though. Still just a little bit sticky. Okay, get in. Going down? I've got a couple little jobs that I've got to do over here at the ranch, and then when we get done here, the plan is to run back home, jump in the LS, move it over to the hay field, and start getting that field ready so that in a couple months we can get it planted. That's what's going on today on Farmertylerranch. This morning I'm moving the cows into the middle pasture, and when they're in the middle pasture, their source of water is up here in the big corral where I have just placed out 2 round bales. It's about the middle of October right now as I'm filming this, and the pasture is starting to slow down. It can't grow as fast as it could in the middle of summer and be able to keep up with the demand that the cows are putting on it. However, it is still somewhat warm. I mean, it's t-shirt weather, and the grass is still growing, so it doesn't really make sense to feed them every day. And it also doesn't make sense to start bale grazing yet, because wherever I would put bales out wouldn't recover for the next rotation. I'm still thinking I can get like 1 or 2 more rotations on this pasture before it just kind of shuts down completely. So what I've started doing is when I move them into either the middle pasture or the front pasture, I'll put a couple of bales out here in the feeders, and that just kind of helps push that grass to that last day of the rotation so that they're not getting shortchanged by the end. And I should note that the back pasture doesn't require this treatment. The grass still grows and recovers pretty well out there. And why is that? Well, it's because in the springtime, I kind of have to sacrifice these front 2 pastures because I've got to get the cows turned out when they start having their calves. But I do have the ability to keep them off of the back pasture until like probably April or May if I choose to. And by doing that, it gives that grass a chance to really get a foothold, and it just carries it a lot further at the end of the year. Feeders are full. I think we're ready for cows. You see that? They know it's time to go. Everybody's waiting by the gate. Well, you guys gotta move so I can open it. Excuse you. Hi. Are we on pet terms? Almost. Make way. You too. You too. I'm gonna have to put some kind of a lock on this gate. The other day they figured out how to open it. and I just tied it closed with twine, which does work, but it's not the most convenient or permanent solution to this problem. Guess I'll stand over here. The only thing that does concern me a little bit while I'm doing this is that the bulls get excited when the girls walk through this field, and I just hope that they don't try to, you know, jump that fence to get back with them. So because of that, I'm gonna hop on the four-wheeler and just kind of nudge them on through here so the temptation doesn't last very long. You need to stay here though. It's cool. Come on, Smokey, move it up. I think the cows figured out that there's hay up there, because now they are really funneling into that corral nice. It looks like the boys are behaving themselves. When I get this little corral rebuilt the way that I want to do it, I won't have to worry about this because it'll be strong enough to withstand a jump attempt, but right now it's not. So while they're occupied eating the hay, we'll just get these gates switched over, and when they're done, they'll realize, hey, we got a new pasture. You guys just stay put, okay? They're all bred. There's nothing for you to do anymore. At least that's what we hope. Good girl, Callie. And then last thing while I'm here, I want to get all these valves set for tonight, because I have a feeling I'm going to be on the tractor late and I may not want to come back over here and do this when I get done mowing. So hard now. Hey, that'll work. Hey, that'll do it. We should be all ready for tonight, so let's head back home. I don't think we're gonna need the bucket while we're mowing. So I don't think I need to tell you, but we're out here in the hayfield with the mower. I don't know, I have to say it. There's a bunch of weeds that have grown out here over the summer. You kind of look across the field, you can see whatever is dark is a weed, a fairly tall one at that. And if I just tried to disc this ground up with all these weeds growing here, it wouldn't work that good. So the plan is to get these all knocked down today, and then at that point we'll be ready to come out here with the disc and start turning the ground over. After a couple passes, you can see this mower is making a huge difference. And really the goal here is to take these big clumps of weeds that would not go through the disc well. It would cause it to ball up and plug up while we're trying to work the ground. And we're just kind of shredding this stuff up into something that will go through the disc. Actually, my brush hog might work better for this job, but the flail mower is, I think, 12 feet wide, so we'll get done so much faster. And the difference in the quality of the job isn't great enough to justify the smaller mower. Finished mowing the half of the field that really had the bad weed pressure, and you can see like this side behind me, there's a lot of stubble from last year's hay crop, but as far as weeds go, there's really not too many out there. Yes, there are a few out there, but when they're spread out like that, the disc will chop them up, and I'm not too worried about it. Probably the worst part is where I disc the fire brake. A bunch of weeds have come back up in there, and I can't very well go out there with the mower and try to mow those down, so we're just gonna have to go over those with the disc several times to get them chopped up and incorporated, but you know, the majority of the field is gonna be fine. So I guess what I'm getting around to saying is we can take this mower back up to my dad's shop. Well, it's about 12 hours later since we dropped the bale here in the feeder, and you can see they've almost got it finished. I'm sure they will have it finished tonight, but that's okay. I don't really mind if they fly through this because, you know, all the time that they're spending up here at the feeder is time that they're not spending in the pasture eating that grass. So it kind of stretches everything. Walking down here to check on the bulls, and I know I've shown it before, but the amount of cottontail rabbits that hang out on that road at this time of day, it's getting to be more. I can count like 16 now, maybe 20, and I'm probably not seeing all of them. Well, the boys seem happy. They got plenty of hay, and more importantly, they are still here in the little corral. I kind of worry about that when the cows are in the middle field, that, you know, they might just see them right over there and think that maybe they can jump that fence. But maybe this is a good indicator that all the cows are bred and nothing is too enticing for them over there. Well, it's getting dark, so I guess we better call it here. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.